This video is going to be a little bit different because I kind of just want to talk to y'all. Because I know I know everyone has dealt with this at least a little bit in their life. And if not, maybe you know someone who has, so please send them this video. And I know I'm not doing this for nothing. I know someone could use this. I'm coming from the book of Proverbs, chapter 1. And I'm going to be skipping through a few different verses. So it's not just one verse this week. But I'm going to start with verse 10. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. Don't give sin a chance. We got to stop it before it happens. I know that doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes we can. We can't give sin the opportunity to take control of our lives. I remember one night, me and my dad were driving to work. I used to work third shift. And we was on the highway and the roads were iced. It had been snowing. And in the distance, we could see ambulance and cops all throughout. So the road was blocked off, so we slowed down and we stopped. But the car behind us, they sped past and they got into an accident. So next time you're tempted to sin, just slow down and really think about it. And maybe you'll be able to see all the dangers in the distance. Verse 11 says, if they say, come with us, let us lie and wait for blood. Let us ambush the innocent with no reason. Now, in the past, I've struggled with peer pressure, but it was never that serious. You know, like, if everybody had this, I had to have it. If everybody was doing that, I had to do it. If everybody was wearing this type of clothes, I had to have it. It was the type of pressure of wanting to fit in. You know, not really people, pushing me into doing things that I don't want to do. It was more in my mind than anything. I was just being a follower back then. But now that I am where I am, and I'm thankful that God brought me to where I am from where I was. Now I want to be a leader to someone who may be going through what I went through. And you never really get anything accomplished being a follower. Well, you will, but you just got to know what and who you're following. Verse 13 says, we shall find all precious goods. We shall fill our houses with plunder. Now, from the world, you can find joy, worldly joy, but it never lasts. You know how, like, when someone is drinking, and they're drinking a lot, they're drinking all night, they're having a good time, but the next morning they have a hangover, they crash and burn. I remember one time, back in elementary school, I believe it was third grade, and my friend, we was in English class, and he sent me a letter from across the room, and he was just cussing me out through the whole letter. I was reading it like, what's wrong with this guy? But when I looked up and I saw him, he was just laughing like crazy, so I knew it was a joke. I ended up throwing it away, but he was like, write one back, write one back. I was like, nah, we might get in trouble. But he was like, man, just write one, just write it. So I ended up writing one and sending it back, and we ended up doing that for the whole class. And I don't know if the teacher saw us or if one of the students saw us, but somehow the teacher got the notes. So we got in trouble, we got sent to the principal's office, parents got called, and that ain't never good. And I know friends are good to have and all, but don't follow them down the wrong path. Don't be in the car when they crash and burn. And if they stop being your friend after you tell them you ain't really with it, then just let them go. Because they need you more than you need them. You had sense enough to stop when you felt something was wrong. They didn't. And everybody, don't let the opposite sex pressure you into doing anything that you don't want to do. And I know y'all like each other and all, but tell them about 1 Corinthians 10 verse 8 and see how much they really like you after that. Be a leader. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with being a follower, but if who you following ain't following God, then you don't need to be following them.